Hey y'all, it's Cindy with Stamping and Dixie, and I'm coming on today just to show you three little Halloween treat boxes. They could actually be used for any holiday, but these were made for Halloween since that's the next one coming. They'd be great for a Thanksgiving table or a little teacher gift, or also for Christmas, or even a birthday or Mother's Day, or all kinds of celebrations. Anything you want to give a little chocolate treat especially, but other things would fit in them also. So I'm going to sit down now and show y'all how to make these three little bags out of a 6x6 piece of paper. That's kind of the clue here, is that we're using all 6x6 pieces of paper. All right, so we're going to start with this one here, which is kind of a double pocket fold card. You can see there's one pocket and we actually put a little tag in it, and then here's the other one. Have a fabulous Halloween. And that you can fit a little M&M or Skittle or Reese's, the little bits bags, the ones that you usually give out at Halloween, the individual size bags. Not your big ones, but the small ones, the snack bags, will fit inside here. So I'm going to show you how to make this one first. Now I'm out of all of that DSP, so I'm just still pulling in the Halloween paper though, so it's going to look a little crooked, because we don't have any now that doesn't have direction on one side. But this is the Halloween paper that's in the mini catalog, which is also called now the August or July to January catalog, I think, or July to December. So I'm going to start with this little piece here, I believe, though I really like the boo. Let's just see what the boo looks like. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just fold our paper in half. And let's see, this would probably look the best. So I'm just going to literally fold it in half. Now, if you're really one of those OCD people, you could score that in half, but I find that I do just as well just folding it in half. As long as I mean 6x6, it's pretty easy. Now I am going to bring in my score though. I'm going to use my trimmer because I like the scoring tool on it, and it's easy to measure on this project. So I just, ooh, it's dirty. I just want to line this up on this little line right here. This first line is your 1/4 inch. So that gives me a 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to line it up right there. I do need to bring it down to the scoring area and get it straight. All right, I'm going to be sure I have the scoring blade, not the cutting blade, because they're both on here. And I'm going to kind of start in the middle and then come back down. And I'm just giving a really hard press. I don't usually press this hard on DSP, but I'm going through 2 layers. So I want to make sure that we got it scored through 2 layers. And it looks like it did pretty good, maybe not all the way through. So you know what, I'm gonna turn it over and do the same thing on the other side, just to make sure I have it scored all the way through. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna take it, put it at the top, and I'm gonna score this way vertically down the side at 2.5. So put my point on 2.5, and then I'm going to just score it there. I'm going to flip it over and put the point on 2.5 right there. Keep it straight up against the measuring guides and give it a good burnish. And like I said, I would normally do that on DSP, that firm, but because it's 2 layers, it kind of needed it. So now we're going to open it back up, and where we scored it here, we're going to turn it in. And you know what I forgot to bring to the table? I cannot believe I didn't bring a bone folder to the table. Well, that's a fine howdy doody. Let's see if I have one that I can grab here quickly. Yes, always have an extra bone folder close by. All right, so I'm going to burnish those sides really well. Now, it was scored in the middle, so I'm just going to fold it up just like it was scored, right in the middle. Make sure everything lines up. You know, this is paper, and it is it's pliable, so we can kind of make it go where we want it to go. So if my scores or my folding is not perfect, I can kind of redirect that paper. All right, now I have little score lines here. So I'm going to fold back on that little score line, and it is not scored very deeply, but I'm going to fold back on it and burnish well. Flip it over and do the same thing on this side. Fold back on that score line. All the score line is they're long enough or thick, heavy enough to just make sure that it's easy to bend. We don't break paper, we just bend it. All right, and then we're gonna give those a good burnish. And that is it, y'all. That is it. Isn't that simple? Okay. And then we'll poke a hole up here in the top, pull out a hole punch. I just have a standard hole punch here, and I'm gonna punch a hole in the top right there. And I have some ribbon. Let's see, I have some white glimmer ribbon. I think this is the white, what is it called? Glittered organdy. I thought that would look pretty cute and Halloweeny in here and give us a little sparkle. We also have black glittered organdy. So let's stick that in there, give it a twist. And just, that's all I'm gonna do. Just a little snip here, a little snip there. All right, now I happen to just have a little bag of what I call card candy. This is leftover pieces from other projects. So I already had one of the cards like I made in the other one I showed you. I already had a couple of these, so I can stick this in one side, and that can be my little card. And then on this side I have, I think there's a little ghost in here. I know there's some cats and some pumpkins. Let's see. Oops. What, I can't get all my little candies out of here. These are just little pieces and parts that I have either cut out, punched out, made when I was doing something else and were left over. And I just keep them, I call those my card candy. And I just keep them in a little container so that when I get ready to do another project, that'll look cute. We'll just stick that little ghost on a dimensional. Can't have enough dimensionals. So I think I needed 2, but 2 came off, so we'll put 2 on there. Won't hurt. Like I just said, you can't have enough dimensionals. If y'all watch my videos at all, you will realize that I'm working nailless today. I took my nails off, and they were hurting. My fingernails were starting to really need a break, and oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time. So I'm just going to stick that right there, making sure my dimensional did not go above the black piece of paper. So now I can take a saying or something I want to put across the front here if I want to do like I did on this one. Or I have one, I think somewhere around here that says Happy Fall, y'all. That would go on there too, but that is the way you make that. Now let me go through those measurements. I'm even write them down here for you. So your piece of paper is 6 by 6. You're going to fold it triangular in half. All right. On long side, score at 1/4 of an inch. And then on, and that's down the long side. So not with the long side at the top. So I'm going to put down long side. On the, let's say with long side at the top, score at 2.5 from both ends. All right, then you'll open your paper and then you'll fold it on your score lines. Now your middle score lines you'll fold in half first with your little cross in the middle, and then you'll fold back on both sides, and that gives you your little pockets on the front. All right, so that's how we do that card. Here's the finished one. I'm not going to put anything else on this one, but you can embellish it as much as you want to, and put a little saying on this side if you want to. All right, so that's that one. Quick and easy. Now let's do, yeah, I'm sure y'all have heard of a diaper fold. Diaper fold is very, very simple card. So you're going to kind of start the same way with the 6 by 6 piece of paper, and we're going to fold it in half again. So just line your points up, and that's in half diagonally. Triangularly, that was a new word, diagonally. All right, there we go. Let me grab my bone folder, make sure that's good and scored. Now we're going to take this front piece and we're going to come down. You know what? I think I'm going to, no, I'm going to leave it that way. I'm going to leave it that way. Come down to the middle. All right, just give us a push there. so that our point comes down to the middle. All right, this is just a little quick way to do this without having to measure anything. Now lift that back up, and you're going to take this and fold it over to that score line. And this one you can come all the way over so that it like meets with the triangle there, or you can make it wider so that you can put bigger stuff in it. I'm going to come over pretty much to the, we used to call these drinking cups. This is how we used to make the origami drinking cup. When I was in the 6th grade, I remember Miss Hayslip taught us how to make these so we could drink water out of the fountain without drinking out of the fountain. All right, so then this one will go here. Make sure that's straight up against that line. That's going to keep everything plumb for us. All right, so burnish that well. All right, and then we'll fold this down. And technically, the only adhesive you need is maybe a glue dot here to hold that in place. Or you can put a glue dot under that if you want to, or a little piece of adhesive, a little, swipe like that of adhesive to hold that down. And then I'll just put a little piece here and fold that back down, and there we go. Now you can do the same thing with this little pocket as you could do with the one we just made. You can put a little card in it like that. You can see a Ghirardelli fits real nicely in here, a couple tea bags. There's several treats. This one's a little bigger actually, so with some bulk on it, you can put a little bit more in it. And then again, I would embellish it and decorate it with whatever little decorations you want to. I have a little black cat. No, I don't like that one. How about the little pumpkin? We could stick the little pumpkin on there, or we could have cut out some of these skeletons and added them to it, or stamped something on it. But these are just quick and easy how to do the project. So I don't even have any measurements on this one. Literally, you take a 6x6 piece of paper, fold it diagonally, and go from there. And then the last one I want to show you is this cute little box, which again is made out of a 6x6 sheet of paper. There is some scoring on this, so let's look at that. All right, let me see. I can put this over here for you. So it's a 6x6. Let's see, the finished product's going to be 4 inches by 1 3/4. So finished is 4 by 1 3/4 inches. Okay, and it's, let's see, I'll tell you even how it's an inch tall, 1 inch height. Okay, so when you have your 6x6 paper, let's see, I'm going to use a different one. I'm going to use Boo this time. All right, and then we'll get my score out here. And I'm going to score it on this side. Let's see. I'm going to score it this way to start with. So I'm going to score at, let's see if y'all can see this, up at the top. Make sure I've got my scoring blade. And I'm going to score it at 1, at 2 3/4, at 3 3/4, and at 5 1/2. Okay, then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to score it at 1. Oops, that's the cutting. Don't get that one, Cindy. 1, and I'm going to score it again at, which is really 1 and 5. You see 5's over here, 1's over here. So you can score it from 1 from either side or from 1 and 5. All right. So this is actually the front of our box here. So if I do it this way, okay, this is how I want to do it. But that's going to make the inside upside down. Huh? Oh, well. The inside's good. No, let's do it this way. All right. So first of all, I'm just going to do some burnishing here lightly so that I can see where my score lines are. Ooh, I can't see them. There we go. On the dark side, I can't see them for sure. All right. There we go. So, and then this little, you have at one end, you're going to have this little 1/2 inch. This is going to be our tab that goes inside of our box. All right, it's going to be upside down. I'm not going to like that. So this is going to have to go on the inside because I'm really not going to like this otherwise. Let's see. One or the other is going to be upside down. Which one should be upside down? I really like the Boo. I think I'm going to do the Boo on the outside. So our little ghosts are going to be upside down. All right, that actually could not have been helped on this piece of paper. So I would suggest this was not the right sheet of paper to do for this project, or either I scored it wrong, I guess. But I don't think so. I think it wouldn't have mattered. Now, we need to take off some things to create this tab up here. We're going to actually cut off these first two sections. So I'm going to cut off this score line and this score line right here. Make sure I get it right on the score line so it'll be even when I put my box together. And I'm going to cut these two rectangles off. Rectangle, triangle, you know what I mean. All right, so this is the front of our box. And we're going to fold it this direction now. But I need to make some tabs here. So we're going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut straight when I'm cutting on the rectangle. I want that to be straight. That's going to be on the outside, okay? This is just a tip for anytime you're making boxes. On the squares, we're going to make those our tabs. So we'll notch those just a little bit because it'll make it easier to be a tab. I don't think I need to notch the top one. And we'll do that on both sides. So on this rectangle, we go straight, and into the square. Rectangle, we go straight into the square. I'm going to take a little bit off of that one right there. All right, so that's what we have. That's what it looks like when we're to this point. Now we're going to put adhesive on these two tabs, and then we'll just fold our box up. So put a little adhesive here, and tear and tape or glue would also work. I am actually using, nope, this is regular chenille. I thought I had my seal in this one, but I just have regular chenille. But for something like this, even though in a box I normally use something a little stronger, I don't really expect anyone's going to hold on to this box for like a long time. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. And I just thought of something I should have done, but I can still do it. So now, turn that up, make sure it's burnished. I'm just going to put these together. And while you're putting these together, you want to make sure you're lining your corners up. That's your most important thing. So line your corners up. See, I'm a little tall, so my measurements were not perfect, or either my cutting was not perfect. But I can fix that in just a minute. Let me get it glued together. And then I'll just come in here with my scissors some way here. And I will straighten that out. That's what happens when you don't measure exactly, or you don't cut straight, because I think it was measured straight. It just wasn't cut straight. And then I have here also, now this side seems to be better. And this side, it's got a little bit of an overhang. All right, there you go. Look at that, how cute that is. All right, and then this just folds over and this folds in like that. And you can put a little notch here if you have a little, some kind of little punch that will make a hole right there. I guess a hole punch would do it because, so you get your finger in it, but it's not that tight a box that you really need anything to go in there. This will hold, in this box I've got 4 of these Hershey nuggets, which as you can see, it's plenty big, so you could put other stuff in there besides Hershey nuggets. Actually, quite a lot I think would fit in this box. It's a nice size box, but it just folds like this. Now, this one, because of the direction of the paper, I tied my bow that way, but because this is a little bit loose, I probably would tie it this direction. And if it was filled, it would be holding together a little better than it is because it's not filled. It doesn't have anything in it to weight it down. But you can just tie a bow on here, or a knot, or nothing if you would prefer nothing. And just put a little tag on here that says, you know, have a fabulous Halloween. Or something just for you, or thinking of you, or whatever. Happy birthday, if it was a birthday box. Alrighty, there we go. Snip our little bow off there, and there we go. Let's see if I don't think I have another tag. The only thing I have here would be the little pumpkin I could stick on there. And I didn't cut any, or a kitty cat, and I don't think we want a black cat on there necessarily, though. It's cute. We could put the cat on too if we wanted to. But I'd probably put a saying on it, a little tag on it. Like I said, I was just using my card candy over here and trying to use up some of the stuff I had. All right, so thank y'all for watching. I hope this helped. Again, this box is 6 by 6. Oh, I didn't write the measurements for that one. 6 by 6 paper, and you need to score on one side at 1, 2 3/4, 3 3/4, and 5 1/2. And then turn it 90 degrees and score at 1 inch and 5 inches. All right, and so your little, this edge, your 5 1/2, that edge is going to be your 6 inch, your 1/2 inch edge, and so that'll be your front, this little front closure. On this one, I actually punked a hole there and decided to just leave it on the outside and ran my ribbon through the little hole I'd punched, and tied my bow that way. Also, on this one, I should have, and I didn't do it. Why didn't I do it? Is take my corner rounder. And it's not 100% necessary, but it just makes it look a little more finished. I don't know if I can still do it. I think I can. And stick it up in there and round my corner. I almost didn't get it. It's a little harder when it's put together as a box than when it's flat. But rounding the corners just makes it look a little bit more finished. So there you go. We have rounded corner on that one now. And then we can just slide it in there like that. So thank y'all for watching. I hope these little projects helped you with some ideas for the upcoming holidays. If there's anything I can do to help you, you can contact me at stampingindixie.com, Cindy at stampingindixie.com, or find me on Facebook at Stamping in Dixie also. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.